Guys, how's it going? How you guys doing? Well, I tell you what, I am at that in between projects phase, and not really sure what I'm doing. I've got these like flowery journals that I started on way before I did the farmhouse thing. Um, but I don't know what it is, but I just don't feel like working on those. Um, I'm a little overwhelmed with them, I think. There's just a lot that I've pulled that I'd like to use in them, and I need to kind of weed it down. I could probably work on the covers and stuff, but and I will definitely be filming some of my progress on those for sure. But in the meantime, um, a lot of times, I don't know about you guys, but a lot of times when I'm feeling like this and I just can't seem to find inspiration to work and be creative, I go shopping and I go to the thrift stores, and I'm just not able to do that right now. And this is the first time since this whole COVID lockdown thing happened that I have really felt like this. Like, I really wish I could go, and because it's refreshing. Like, it just, you sometimes just find something different and something cool, and it just kind of kicks you into gear, and, to use stuff that you already have too. So what I am doing is I'm sort of just going through my own stash, and I'm shopping my stash. Okay. So I've pulled out a bunch of stuff, and okay, so we'll just see what happens. I have some ideas, and I don't really have a goal, but I just want to get moving. Like, I just want to get my juices flowing. So let me show you what I've pulled out, and maybe I will inspire myself as I'm talking about it. I always save end pages from books. I just save them because I like them, and they're cool. So it's usually a little bit heavier paper, and it's just nice to work with, and you get cool stuff on them. So this is my little stack of the Reader's Digest end pages, and these are nice because they're all different colors. So that's end papers, and then I pulled out a bunch of postcards that I thought, I don't necessarily like the image on the front. And I've done this lots before where, you just do some collaging on the other side, and then keep the back to write on, put them in journals. I pulled out a bunch that have writing on the back also that I always thought I would use in clusters and stuff, but I haven't really been making clusters lately, so I don't know why I'm saving those now. So I think I'd like to try to do something with them. So I've got a whole stack of postcards that I'd like to do something with. So I've made a lot of mini journals in my life, and often I wind up with these stacks of unused file folder pieces that are kind of all the same size, for one reason or another. Probably because I changed the size of the journal or whatever. Because I make a lot of my mini journals out of file folders. So, and sometimes, like, I don't know, I just feel like they're useful, these little pieces. So these I thought would be kind of cute. Maybe we could make a bunch of little tiny minis, like micro minis. That might be kind of fun. I thought these would be cute, even to just make into little tag kind of things to tuck into pockets. So, I saved those. That might be fun to do some little teeny minis. Maybe I could do that for June. Make some micro minis. Yeah, so then these are, I've had these in my drawer for a long time. Just little file folders that I think would, they're useful. I don't know. I want to do something with them. And there's a couple different sizes of those. So these are from one of those expanding file keeper things, with the rubber band that goes around the outside, or the elastic. These are the divider pages. I don't know what these are. These are from, oh, these are just craft paper. All of these, I think. No, these are from, those are craft paper, but these heavier ones, these are from the medical files. Yeah, these are like, they're almost like chipboard. They're kind of like a cross between craft paper and chipboard, but there's a ton of them. And I must have made minis that were this size at some point. I think my mini journals have been getting bigger and bigger lately. And I didn't even really notice. Anyway, so just, just lots of file folders that are kind of all the same, and they need to get used. I've had these for a long time, and I'd really like to do something with them. So it'd be cool to maybe make some journals with them, or just like tags, like little flippy outy things, or something. Anyway, so there's those, and then there's bigger ones. So these are all, I was going to do some vertical oriented journals at some point, which I thought might be kind of fun, or even, they could even be horizontal, but like long, So there's all those. And then I had started this project to do some journals like this, where they were like a folio, and I even had a couple pieces that were cut inside, and I just stuck them in each one to use as pockets in each one of these. And then I wound up not making them. So I've got, 8 of those kind of hanging around. So I want to do something with those eventually. Some larger file folder pieces. You guys basically get what I'm saying, right? Like there's just stuff that is kind of inspiring, but I don't know what I want to do with it. Just like stacks, like offcuts of different types of paper that I've been saving with the intention to use it. And then also I found, I'm just kind of showing you the stuff that I found that I thought maybe I could use, I glued a bunch of book pages together a long time ago to use to make tags. And I just had these kind of in a drawer. And so I pulled out the bigger ones, and I thought maybe I could do some envelopes or something with these. I don't know. And then these even larger ones. I did these when I was making those envelopes where the string wrapped around and it had the button on it. That's how many I was going to make. Anyway, and then just all a bunch of different pieces of file folder and stuff that, it's useful. I just, it's been sitting around. So pulled all of this stuff out of a couple of different drawers. So let me just kind of put these over here for now, because I don't know if I want to work on something that large. I think it would be fun to do something with these. Let's see, either those or those. Let me put these aside for now. Yeah, maybe work on something small. So maybe we could just collage these with the intent to make them into like a journaling card that you could tuck into a journal, you know, just like little ones. And maybe the same with these. You know, I could just do some collaging on the inside and on the outside and maybe embellish them a little bit and just make them little cards, you know. So I pulled out, so this is like my absolute favorite ledger in the whole world. I love it because it's got all this different kind of text on it, or it's like the same kind of writing, but it's in all different colors. So see, there's like purple and black and blue, and whoever did this writing just wrote so cool. It's like so teeny. I love it. Anyway, so some of that ledger, and that should inspire me all by itself. And then some other different pages from different ledger books that I have, because I love working with ledger paper and, you know. And then I pulled out this book. This came from, I think, an estate sale. Somebody, it's like a day book. So somebody, it's like their planner book. And it's kind of cool because it has a quote on each page. So yeah, so those are neat, and they're all sort of like inspiration. I have I had this one bag of kind of like collage scraps, pieces to use in collage that were kind of medium size. So that's actually cool because then it work well with these little guys. So let's see how that feels. And yeah, let's play around a little bit. So let's work on the outsides of these first. We've kind of got like this where it's folded over right here, and then this notch that's already cut into it. Let's work on the little guys. Why not? Let's just do a couple of these little tiny ones. And then I can use smaller stuff. And I'm going to try not to think about this too much. Oh, this is funny. Okay, so somebody commented that, you know, I'm going to use the Blick glue sticks because I think there's controversy now about about the Dick Blick glue sticks, whether they are like, you know, somebody said that they're in a comment that they were chunks were coming off and stuff. And I just want to say, because a lot of that is user error when that happens. And that does happen with pretty much any glue stick. You get chunks that'll come off now and then. You know what I'm going to do? Instead of just working on one at a time, I think I'm going to just pull out about 5 or 6 of these and do them all at the same time. And that way I won't get locked down on one, you know. I used to do that when I was making clusters a lot too, where I would just like build, you know, like 4 or 5 of them at one time. And that this does kind of help you with just loosening up and not really worrying so much about, you know, what you're doing and just doing it. So anyway, so yeah, the glue sticks. So what happens is I always push it up too far. Honestly, a lot of times I push it up too far because I hate stopping to turn the glue up, you know? So that's part of the reason that I get chunks all the time. Because it's soft. I mean, it's glue, you know. I would rather use a glue stick that is softer than one that's really hard, you know. I did notice, now I should give it another chance, but I know a lot of people rave about Oohoo. Now see, this envelope has lots of usable, like, blank paper. So I'm going to hang on to that. I'll use another piece of this guy. The Oohoo glue sticks seem to be very soft to me. And I don't know, that could be just the particular, like, pack that I bought was like that. They were real small ones. They were kind of smaller glue sticks. It wasn't a large one. But it kind of put me off to buying more of them. So anyway, so I think I'm going to do a like a comparison of glue sticks, of the glue sticks that I have, you know, recommended in the past. Okay. So I can sort of get it straight, you know. So I'll compare the Amazon Basics glue sticks and the Elmer's all-purpose glue sticks and the Dick Blick, and we'll just see which one we like better. See, it doesn't always chunk. It's just, I think it's just me. Anyways, I'm trying to stick up for them because I like them. You know what I mean? Might as well use this other piece of this blue. So all the little journals, all the little farmhouse journals have sold except for one. And in case anybody wants it, it's sitting there in my shop, at least for a minute, you know, I don't know. At the time of this video, it's still there. I had a couple people ask for one when I offered them through PayPal, and they didn't get paid for. So I just listed them on Etsy because I want to get paid. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, and most of you, I sent out the invoices for the monthly minis or the monthly journal bundle. I sent out the invoices yesterday. Most of you guys have already paid them, but some haven't, and that's okay. They're not due until the 5th. So I just want to say that if it is not paid by the 5th, then I'm not going to make a kit for you. And that's just how I feel. I'm not going to make bundles and they don't get paid for. You know what I mean? So if you subscribed to the monthly bundle, please pay that before the 5th of this month and every subsequent month until further notice, I guess. But yeah, please pay that, and then I will get them shipped out by the 15th of the month. Okay, so that's my agreement. And yeah, so anyway, so thank you to everybody who has already paid those. I appreciate it. What else was I going to tell you guys? I had some other stuff I wanted to tell you, but I can't remember. I think these will be cute. See, once you get started, then it's easier. Like, it gets easier, you know? You just got to go. You just got to do it. I don't know. Maybe it is goopy. Who knows? How am I going to do this test? I have to do something that's like consistent, you know, to do a proper comparison. I guess I could just do some collaging like I normally do, right? I like this little hand. So in the comments, I'm curious to know, what inspires you when you're feeling like, you know, bleh, like you don't know, like you want to create something, you know, because that's just what you want to do, but you can't seem to find it anywhere. How do you find it? Like, what do you do? How do you find that? And I know a lot of people will say they watch YouTube videos. And I do that sometimes. And it does work sometimes, frequently, you know, for a specific thing. Like, I always get inspired to do whatever it is that I'm seeing someone else doing. So that's great. Like, you know, like to do some certain project or whatever. But to generally become inspired to be creative, like, that's different. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of different. That takes changing my mood. And you know what helps me a lot of times too is cutting paper. Just cutting paper. But that's silly. Like, I can't just sit there cutting paper for no reason. I have to be cutting it for some reason, you know? So I can't always do that like this. Like, I didn't want to cut up any more file folders. I already got enough file folders cut up. But yeah, so sorting through my stuff helps a lot. Just, you know, sorting things out. I've really been purging a lot lately, and it feels good to let go of stuff, like just junk. You know what I mean? Just crap that crap that nobody wants, really, to be honest. Like, I have so many blankets. It's crazy how many blankets I have. Yeah. So, I mean, like, from going to the thrift stores and finding quilts and, you know, nice wool blankets and, comforters. Like, I've found so many super nice down comforters. at this one thrift store that's closed now. But yeah, I found so many. And even if I didn't need one, I would buy it just because it was such a good deal. Anyway, that's terrible. I don't think it's healthy to let shopping be my inspiration. You know what I mean? So I am trying to just find inspiration here where I am. Okay. So that one's kind of done. I like this paper. This is an old like French magazine. Let's put some more on this one. Anyway, yeah, how do you guys find your inspiration? Curious. Everybody has tools, you know. So did you guys notice that my good friend Karla Frizzelle is doing, you should go watch her most recent video and subscribe to her channel and whatnot. I'm just saying, just go watch it. I'll put a link in the description. But there's also lots of things changing around the interweb. So it's kind of fun. And apparently there was some like riots in Spokane. I don't watch the news, you guys, so don't let that, you know, whatever. I have no idea what's going on in the world. I really don't. And I mean, I do about stuff that like means something to me. And I suppose that should mean something to me that there's riots downtown, but yeah, I guess like they tear gas people and stuff in Spokane. Like that's just weird. Anyways, my kids were telling me about it. So here's one thing that's pretty cool. My living space where I live it's like a where'd that one go? I'm missing one. Oh no, I'm not. Where I'm living is in the downstairs, the bottom half of a split level house with my mom, and she has the upstairs and I have the downstairs. Well, downstairs here, there's no kitchen. So I have sort of created a kitchen, and but so I'm in the den where my studio is like the family room, and nice big fireplace, and it's a huge room. It's giant, but I have a stove and a refrigerator, and I have some like stainless steel like work tables like you would find like at a restaurant, you know. I have a couple of those that I just recently bought and put those in for, you know, for tableage and counters because there's no countertops. Anyway, but I don't have a sink in here. So the sink that I use is in the laundry room, which is just like out the door and kind of around the corner. But I tell you, that's a real pain in the butt when you're trying to drain pasta or, you know, even just washing your hands while you're cooking or wiping off the counters and just that kind of stuff, you know. So I'm trying to get a sink put in down here. And almost there. Almost there. Oh, this is so pretty. I love this little piece of It's actually an embroidery, French embroidery magazine, like a newspaper, and it has this big giant pattern on the inside. Got a whole bunch of new stuff coming from Forever French too. It should be here by Saturday. So yeah, so I'm trying to get a sink put in. And my son, my oldest son, is gonna do most of it. Oh, that isn't what I wanted. Hold on. Yeah, so that's cool. Won't that be nice that I'll actually have a sink? So I've been sort of purging the kitchen too. Like I guess that was my whole point, was that I'm not only purging my studio and my filing cabinets and all that, but I'm also kind of purging the kitchen and getting rid of a bunch of stuff in the kitchen that is just old, you know? Like, do you ever just like want new hot pads and stuff, you know, or like new cookie sheets, or what else did I get? Oh, glass baking dishes, like the rectangular ones. I've had the same ones for like 20 years, 25 years, and they're just, you know, beat up. Once you've burned something in something like that enough times, like it just doesn't get perfectly clean anymore. Anyway, so yeah, so I'm just replacing a bunch of that kind of stuff. I got new like cutting boards. I got these two really nice big, not super thick, like cutting boards. They're not like butcher blocks, but they were nice. They were like $40 on Amazon. And I thought that was a pretty good deal for, they're like 18 by 24. And yeah, they're pretty nice. So that, and new knives, not like super fancy ones, but you know, decent, you know. So yeah, so that's kind of what I've been doing too. Shopping on Amazon for things for the kitchen, but anyway, it feels really nice. So the last thing I did was, I've got spices. I have so many spices, like just tons. And I went through them all, and like most of them are fine. Like they're not, you know, I mean, some of them I've had for quite a while, but and there's some that, you know, I got rid of, but you know, things like allspice, that's not going to go bad really, you know, especially if it's whole, maybe if it was ground. But I used to be really into doing a lot of Asian cooking and Indian cooking. And so I have a lot of like weird kind of spices and stuff, you know, not herbs, but spices. Anyway, and I know what I paid for that stuff, so I'm not going to just get rid of it. And it's kind of inspiring me to want to cook more as I get this kitchen more user friendly, you know. So that'll be good. Anyway, so everybody likes to get new cookie sheets and new bakeware and stuff, right? I mean, I had some of the cookware that I have, I've literally had since like 1990, you know. I mean, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying, you know, obviously, like I think it's okay. It's just sometimes you just get tired of it. You know what I mean? Anyway, so that's kind of cool. Treating myself to some new kitchen stuff. Yeah, so it'll be nice. Maybe I'll give you guys a little a little tour when I get it done, and I'm happy with it. Okay, so look at that. That fast. I did those 5 little covers. And they sort of all have a, like kind of cohesive, right? So let's do another set of those. And I'll put these over here to dry. And I'll tell you some more stories. I'll just ramble a little more. I need a sip of coffee though. Okay, I'll use the Amazon glue stick now on this next set. I don't have any of the Elmer's all-purpose. Okay, so this is a brand new Amazon Basics glue stick. See, it's smaller than this one though. This one is 1.41 ounces and the Amazon one is 1.27. I'm just saying. Okay. So let's see. We'll just do 6 again. 4, 5, 6. And then I think it would be fun to do something on the inside of those too. Well, these will be cute. I can just like tuck them into these journals that I'm working on. Not working on. I know there was stuff I was trying to say and I forgot what it was. Oh, I did think it was funny that I tried to, in my laziness, to do listings on Etsy, because really that was probably the reason that I didn't, those farmhouse journals. I'm sure that okay, I'll admit that was the reason that I said, okay, I'm just going to see if I can sell these on, through YouTube on PayPal. Because I thought, if I'm just going to try to sell them that way. Because I hate doing listings. I don't know why. But it's like I take all these pictures, you take 10 pictures of every item. And then, and when you're doing that for 20 journals, it's like, that's a lot. And I know it's my own choice. So whatever. But it's a lot, And then I suppose you don't have to like type in the description and all of that for each and every one, because you can just copy that listing and then just swap out the pictures. So that's fine. But I don't know. It just takes so much time and it's boring. Like it's super boring to do listings. Anybody else who has an Etsy shop will, I think, will kind of agree with me, but it's not the most fun thing in the world. Actually, I like the other side of this better. Anyway, so this Amazon glue stick feels a little bit firmer. It's like harder. So I'm saying maybe it is a little bit, it's different. Feels a little bit different, that's for sure. But sometimes they're like that at the top of the glue stick. And then once you get down towards the center, they're softer. So I don't know. We'll just see how it goes. Anyway, so my laziness definitely did not pay off. I mean, I did get a few requests for them, but I'm just saying. Because then as soon as I put them on Etsy and I posted a video that they were on Etsy, I don't honestly think people even look at the pictures of the journals on there. Like they probably like look at the first picture, like what the cover looks like or whatever, but they've already seen the video, so they don't need to see all those pictures. And I always feel like, oh, I have to take 10 pictures, Anyways, I'm just complaining. I'll stop complaining. So my son Conrad, my oldest son, is going to do my sink alongside this other guy who actually replaced the sink in the laundry room recently. And he did a really good job. So I asked him if he would do the sink in here for me. And at first he didn't want to do it because he felt like he didn't want the liability in putting a sink in somebody's, family room. But I talked him into it. Because we're not going to do it with this house has copper plumbing. It has the original copper plumbing in it still. And I told him that we're not doing that. We're just going to use this, it's this system of flexible plumbing, and it just pushes together. It kind of snaps together. One of the brands of it is called Shark Bite, but there's other manufacturers too that make something similar. But anyways, so that's what I'm going to use. And then it has this where you have copper pipe and you want to go to that, plastic flexible plumbing, then they have adapters. They have fittings that will one will go on the copper, and then it'll adapt it to work with that flexible plastic plumbing. Anyways, so no soldering or anything like that, and no liability because he's going to do it with my son. So, and I wouldn't sue my son if something happened. I don't think. Maybe. No, I wouldn't. Just saying. I'm just trying to think of stuff to talk about while I'm doing this because there really isn't very much to say. Can you guys see what I'm doing? Okay, so this is just a letter somebody wrote. Let's see. Yeah, I think the Amazon glue, at least at this point, is a little bit sturdier. You know what I mean? It's not as soft as the Dick Blick glue stick. Oh, so does anybody remember I showed you guys, I don't remember if I showed you the whole book or if I showed you some pages that I had scanned and printed from the book, but it was like this German botanical book. Well, if you've seen Rachel, Roxy Creations, she has a new digital listing in her shop that it looks very similar. And it's like a woodland kit or something. Anyway, I bought it because it's beautiful, but I'm wondering if it's the same book, but maybe a different publication or publication year or something. Because it's very similar, but mostly the mushrooms, right? There's a bunch of mushrooms in the kit. And I haven't scanned mine yet because I want the whole page. Like I need to ask her. I'm going to ask her like how big that book is that she had. Because I think she did get it from an actual book. She scanned, you know, like a really old one. Anyway, but mine is too big for the scanner bed. Like it's, what is it? It's like 18 by 12 or something when it's open. So when the pages are open, and or maybe bigger than that even, 19 by 12 or something. Anyway, it's too big. It's too big for me to put even on that larger scanner. So I've got to take it somewhere and have it scanned. But anyway, it's really beautiful. So if you guys haven't seen that, you should check it out. It's really cool. If you like mushrooms, you know, I mean, there's other stuff in there too, besides mushrooms, but some owls and, I don't know. I didn't pay attention to the other stuff. All I saw was the mushrooms. I'm just saying. Yeah, I didn't look at any of the other stuff. Okay, where is this going to go? How about here? This is kind of fun now. I'm actually kind of enjoying it. I'm kind of getting in that little like Zen sort of state, you know, where you're just not thinking and just doing, just being. I like to put interesting stuff on the backs of stuff too, instead of always just focusing on the front of it. I like to sometimes give a nice little surprise on the back of a journal or something too, you know. I don't do it very often, but I think that's kind of cool to put something fun on the back. The back always gets neglected, you know. I think I'm going to start doing that, like doing some kind of cool embellishment on the back of all my journals. Let's see. How about over here? No, let's put this piece right here. And then I don't know what I'm going to do on the inside of these guys. I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. Okay, so I'm going to make some homemade Oreo cookies. Have any of you guys ever made homemade Oreo cookies? They are intense. Like they're amazing. I can share the recipe here. Oh my gosh, I know I'm going to forget. So somebody remind me if you want the recipe. Where's my little note? Let me write it down. I'll just put a link to it. There's one online that I found that is pretty much the same as the one that I used to make. And it's really easy too. You just make a really crispy dark chocolate cookie, and you make the dough, and then you roll it like into a log and refrigerate it, and then you slice it real thin, and I was trying to read that upside down. Then you slice it really thin and then bake them. And then the filling, the cream filling is like shortening and butter and powdered sugar and a couple other things, like a little bit of salt, you know, and vanilla. And I think one of the recipes I read adds cream cheese to it too, but I don't think I would like it with the cream cheese, even though I have nothing against cream cheese. And if anybody remembers my cream cheese like issue that I have at the moment, believe me, I love cream cheese. But no, I don't want to put that there. See, I already used a piece of that ledger on there, so I'm going to put it on this one. Anyway, yeah, they're delicious. And the best part is that you can make them as big as you want them. Like you can make them gigantic if you wanted to, and you can put as much filling in them as you want. And then what I like to do is store them in the freezer. Like just put them all on a cookie sheet and freeze them, and then put them into a Ziploc bag. So that they don't ever like get stuck together or anything. Yeah, and then eat them just out of the freezer. Oh my God, they're so good. Super, super good. Oh, here's a piece of that, of my favorite ledger. There's another piece right here. Oh, I love this like really, really fine text. It's like super, super fine. Let's put some little strips of it here and there. Anyway, so yeah, Oreo cookies, and then I'm going to make some tamales. I cooked all of the meat, chicken and pork, and at the food service store here, what's it called? Food Service of America or something like that. I can't remember. The Instacart will shop there for you. But they had the corn husks in bulk, like a really good price on them. So we're going to make some tamales too. And we got the pool open. Did I tell you guys we got the swimming pool up and running? My mom's so happy. And it was like 90 degrees a couple days ago, and we had this humongous storm. And then it's been cold and raining since then. Since the day we opened the pool. It's just like turning into a summer that isn't. Okay, got to do this one. This little dictionary. Little dictionary pages. Let's see. Yeah, that glue stick is definitely firmer. Which can be good and not good. I don't know. But I seriously don't think either one of these, I think they're both equally good as far as adhesion. They're both just as sticky. I need a little piece right there. How about this right there? Yep. See, this one does that too. Not as bad as that one was, though. Not as bad as the Amazon one was. Okay. And then these need to get finished. That one just needs a little bit more on the bottom. I wanted to use some of this ledger. Then I got all sidetracked. Okay. See if I can fill this space in now. Anyway, yeah, so from Forever French, I've got this order coming, and oh my God, you guys. It's crazy. So I think Louise is figured out. I think she's got my number, basically. She's definitely got my number. And yeah, she's figured out what to show me that she found. I love this old really cottony, and it's like hard to tear it, you know. I'm gonna just put that right there. Oh my gosh, I've been doing this for an hour. Just blabbering. You know what? I'm going to tear this little piece off right here. Okay. Well, you guys always say, I love watching you collaging. So here we are. Okay, I got to cover that little spot. All right. Well, I'll just use this part that says oral and written exercises. Okay, a little bit more. Oh, I remember what I was going to tell you guys. I'm getting a cat. I'm shopping for a cat. Yeah. I think I want a kitten for sure. Maybe, well, no, not for sure. Because I'm actually looking at the pound, because there's, you know, I would prefer to adopt a cat. Then plus, like, getting something from the pound is, I don't know, like, they've had their shots, they pay for them to get spayed and neutered. I mean, it's included in your adoption fee. You know what I mean? Like, they're dewormed, usually they're litter box trained. You just get, I mean, it's like $130 or something to adopt a cat. And that includes a lot. Like, they're microchipped. It's their license for the first year. You know, I mean, they just make it kind of a no-brainer, honestly. For somebody who actually cares about like really doing that stuff for their cat. You know what I mean? Like some people get animals and they don't care. Like they never give them any shots. They never worm them or anything, you know, they don't get them fixed. So I'm just saying for people who care to do that, or to take care of them that way. People that live on farms and, you know, stuff like that have like farm cats, they don't have their animals spayed and neutered and all that kind of stuff. A lot of people, oh my gosh, now I'm going to get myself into trouble. But I'm just saying, like, not everybody has the same beliefs when it comes to veterinary care for cats and stuff like that. Like, yeah, so some people just don't believe in veterinarians. We didn't when I was growing up. We never took our animals to the vet, and the strong survived. I mean, that was basically it. But now, like, you kind of, you know, you sort of have to, or you're going to get people going, how come you don't take your dog to the vet? Or how come you don't take your cat to the vet? Anyways. Okay, so look, made all these little covers. And so I'm going to trim them up. Just going to trim them up. And then we'll make them like into little, just little booklets, you know. And we'll do some embellishing on them and that kind of thing. So I will continue working on these, and I might as well just do all of these, right? And then I can use them in future journals for like a long time. Maybe I'll put like 2 in each journal or something, you know? So yeah, so that'll be fun. And then those will get used up, and I'll use up a bunch of scraps and a bunch of other stuff. So anyways, okay guys, I love you. Thanks for helping me get through it. I appreciate it. Okay, I love you. Talk to you soon. Bye for now.